take the shot with your boy.
I was sipping it.
Okay, man. Well, take a sip. Now take a shot.
I wish I could see how Jalen got some Diddy. Look at him in the cup.
Right, all y'all got history and shit. I'm the new nigga at the table.
I know. Oh yeah, shout out.
Oh, I got.
It don't seem like
man. We gotta start the podcast. I got so much to talk about with y'all.
Okay.
I play the intro.
Steady, are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on?
Thinking to myself.
Well, I was thinking to myself.
Prepare for an explosive display.
And welcome.
Episode 10.
It's episode 10. What is now, I'm sure, your favorite podcast.
Alright, we got two special guests here today. Today, a special episode.
Two longtime friends of mine. I'll let them go ahead and introduce themselves.
Jalen, Chip Skylark with the V is the A on Twitter. You can follow me. I don't do shit on there but lie. But that's where I am nowadays.
Automatic drop though. He said Jalen instant Twitter name.
You gotta let them know.
What up, y'all? This is Jasmine. I'm known as J Monet on Twitter. I don't do anything but talk about niggas ain't shit. And throw a little health shit in there, a little education. And then J the PA on Instagram.
I feel like this is like the Twitter episode. We probably, I surveyed, I think we like top 15 follows on Twitter. Like the four of us, we for sure in the top 15.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, as a whole.
Yeah.
The times where I'm not getting mad and delete my accounts.
I can tell
and getting more. But yeah, for like years though, really.
Yeah, no, Twitter.
I've been losing followers since I became an ad of the Eddie fan account, but I don't really care no more.
I love Twitter. Twitter is my shit.
it'll never
Like
die.
the engagement is dope. You can literally
I just like it because it's not really like you can just go on there and say whatever.
well, whatever
like,
the fuck you want.
you can
right?
say what you want and people gonna believe something. If they even gonna believe you, they gonna believe something else anyway. So it don't really matter what you say on there.
It's
There's
only
no
my opinion.
context behind it.
It's
just,
not. It's just
And that's what you get
random
niggas
as
caught
hell.
up. Like
Yeah.
you have like 4 tweets in a row, and then you say something like funny, but it's like outlandish, but in context it's not. But then somebody like search your one tweet and just retweet that one.
You isolate that tweet.
And they call you misogynist, and you like, damn, I was bashing both genders.
I had a whole thread.
Right, like
I ain't gonna lie though. Twitter is something like if I ever got famous, I had to like.
I delete
lock
all my tweets.
I
every
get
6
canceled
months.
before I even.
Scrub a dub.
I get canceled before I even come up.
Look, I've probably tweeted 300,000 times on my page. I got like 22,000 tweets right now.
That's
I be
crazy.
deleting that shit every 6 months.
yeah, I
What's
used
the
to go
wildest
clean mine.
tweet you ever tweeted? The wildest tweet. Like damn, this is risky as hell. But
I
fuck
don't
it.
know what I said. I don't know like everything, but I saw a screenshot of something where I said,
My shit been screenshotted. I've been on Facebook. I've been like.
I've been on Facebook too. Some of my shit that went viral. But I tweeted something. The most wildest shit I ever tweeted. I said, you got to boost the girls with low self-confidence so you can slide in. 2015 was a wild time.
Hey, it was.
Yeah, it was. That was
like
good Twitter
2018.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when people
That was like-
wasn't that sensitive.
I mean, it was like after Ferguson happened with Mike Brown and everything. That's when like all the people from Tumblr and like Reddit and stuff came over there to like be
Yeah.
activists and
Oh,
stuff.
Oh yeah, Twitter did get woke for a minute.
I
You
like
had
When
to-
Black Lives Matter came, Twitter got way more serious.
Yeah.
I'm glad it kind of happened a little bit just because it's like, yeah, you want people to be like educated and stuff, but
Right.
now you just be getting people on there to just be like looking for something to get pissed about.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
And then
like they be on their phone
sometimes.
frowning every day. Like,
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, it has my news a little bit, my entertainment
Yeah,
and my
for
news.
sure.
Yeah,
Like I'll be like,
yeah.
oh shit, this happened, and I'll start searching it.
Stuff
like,
hit Twitter first.
I hit
Yeah.
Twitter before I hit CNN.
Yeah.
Fuck
Oh, yeah,
CNN, actually.
Twitter. That's why I get so mad when the Shade Room posts tweets. Because I'm like, don't, like, encourage you to go to Twitter.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
don't.
don't.
Like, no,
Push over there.
people don't fuck with Twitter. Like I don't know, people that I know don't fuck with Twitter.
They
like
be
that.
on Facebook.
It's like you
Yeah, they be on
Yeah.
Facebook getting shit for Facebook is the South of the United States. They get shit late as hell.
Yeah, it really is.
I be like, no, this meme was a what? And then like, I feel like people who stick on Twitter, their sense of humor is totally different.
Totally.
Like people don't be getting the jokes. I remember I was in Chicago, and Larry had just moved to Chicago. And they were asking him about like how you like it. I said he don't know. It's just his third day out here. And then like the people on Twitter was rolling. Everybody was like, "It's actually he been here for a week." I'm like, okay, y'all don't get it. Y'all get it. Y'all get it.
Niggas be on Twitter joking about wanting to die because they've been depressed and shit.
Yeah.
You go on Facebook and Facebook themselves will give you a link to the suicide hotline. You be like, damn, nigga, I was joking.
Speaking of the suicide hotline, it's 1-800-273-8255.
That's a Logic song too, ain't it?
They're available every day.
24/7.
24/7, 365.
Yeah, we care about mental health on the Talking to Myself podcast.
Yeah, we do. For real.
That wasn't a joke, I was being serious.
No, we do.
But yeah, bro, Facebook is like, to me, Twitter is like educated. Facebook is like the regular niggas you know.
That's
It's like
the
the,
difference.
it's like
That's
real,
the
it's like the
difference.
real
And you wouldn't
world
expect that
and
either.
then like a sub-tier community almost.
I
Yeah,
realized
education-wise.
that separation when Cosby just went to jail. Twitter was like, if y'all support him, fuck y'all. I'm unfollowing y'all. My friends on Facebook like, they done got a real
They do
nigga.
shit.
I'm like,
Right.
I'm like, oh, that nigga.
Niggas be on Facebook making like legit ass arguments like,
Like,
oh, so y'all just gonna believe whoever? Like, nigga, it was like 30 women.
Yeah, we trying to down another black
Like,
man.
how many people gotta come forward for you to believe them?
Like,
Niggas a serial
like
rapist.
nigga did, like y'all in love with Bill Cosby, not. I mean,
pops and shit.
Huxtable. Y'all in love with his character, not who,
Yeah,
like
not who he
the
is.
actual, you know.
And
So,
it's
yeah.
crazy because Bill Cosby been saying black people problems is black people fault for like the past 10, 20 years. That nigga don't fuck with us.
Bro, it was an extreme. I'll go on Facebook and like even my closest friends, they were like,
Nigga make a different
fuck,
world. It's all
like,
good.
like, fuck them. They got a real nigga down. He's about to buy.
He was about to buy NBC.
He's about to buy NBC. We can't have shit to ourselves. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, that's my favorite joke that don't nobody get. Like when Drake was getting bullied by Pusha T, somebody tweeted like, "Damn, Push out and out of Donna's right before Drake was about to buy NBC," and I retweeted that shit. Nobody else retweeted it, but it was funny as fuck. Like, Pusha T really did bully that nigga.
I
That
saw-
nigga got on the shop last night crying. Pusha T was talking about my friend. Y'all see it yet?
I have not seen it yet.
Oh, I
It's
saw
all black and
LeBron
white.
on it, right?
Huh?
It's
Yeah, it's
LeBron's
LeBron's
thing.
show.
LeBron's show.
Drake was in the shop. I
It
mean,
was just them two. or
He was
everybody?
crying. Drake was actually.
nah, he
crying.
wasn't crying.
Oh,
I was
he
just
did.
using the buzzword. But
We like those.
that nigga was on there talking about like when Pusha T mentioned my friend, it was a line that's crossed because he has MS, and it's just like I'm not gonna go there with you. It's like, nigga, you got your ass whooped. First of all, like you
I don't
wasn't gonna
think
come
he
back.
did.
in there.
I think I don't know.
That nigga said he got that nigga. They were saying that nigga got a diss song that was gonna end Kanye's career. First off, Kanye. That's not the nigga that was making rap beef songs about you. That was Pusha T. You ain't said shit about
But-
Pusha Terrence.
But I mean, I think he was just mad because Kanye, the one that let Pusha hear the song.
That
you know?
nigga is going through
I think it
mental
fucked
health
up his
crisis.
brand. That's what pissed me off the most.
Yeah.
Like he was about to really fully come out by his son, and now he got to
I feel like that Adidas
Yeah,
was super real. And,
yes,
like,
I
He was about to
literally
run his son
believe
out
it.
like an Adidas tracksuit.
yeah.
And Pusha T said that. That's like Pusha T didn't tell not one lie in the story added on.
But-
That's why it's so funny.
But
Yeah.
that's why you never tell nobody your plans.
Never.
Like you never tell nobody your plans because they'll
Drake was
either-
probably Wyoming with Kanye
Right.
West. Like, hey,
Like, yeah,
I got
yeah.
the
Shit
song,
coming
I
out.
got the tracksuit coming out with my son name.
Yeah.
I'm about to kill it. And
Son, you
Kanye,
say? Nigga.
Kanye in a manic episode. So Pusha T.
Yeah, he bold as hell. That's
Nobody even said that shit.
Nigga
bro.
with his Superman hat on.
Right, bro.
Kanye out of his mind.
That nigga needs people, better people around him.
Why y'all blaming Kim though?
I'm not
blaming
I be
Kim.
understanding what Kanye be saying sometimes, like getting where he coming from, but he just said in the wrong way, or he go about it in the wrong
And
way.
he's not the right person to say it.
I have an unpopular opinion about this whole situation.
No,
One, I don't give a fuck about.
I don't either.
I'm the type of person, if what somebody doing not putting money in my pocket or taking money out of my pocket, it's very hard to put my energy into a situation. I've never tweeted about Kanye.
I've never met Kanye.
Exactly.
I don't hang out with that nigga on
Too,
weekends.
like, okay, I get it. He is a black male. He used to be for the black people, but why is it so bad to have your own opinion?
Well, the thing is,
or to have a stance on something. I honestly rather him be out about supporting Trump than celebrities who we fake support. Like, I know there's a whole bunch of celebrities who endorse Democratic and for the black people, but really vote for Trump because it honestly benefits them. Like, if he's for like tax breaks that benefits the rich. Who does that benefit? Who would that support?
that nigga rich, like, people don't realize,
You know
like,
what I mean? If we were in position to make our
always
own
say
laws, if us four was in the position to make our own laws, won't we make them to benefit us?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So if you Beyonce, Jay-Z making millions and millions, would you not support the person who supports the millionaires? Like, I don't know.
people don't realize, like, yeah, you black and, like, yeah, you white, but also there's another dynamic that us poor folk can understand. They're rich and we're poor.
Exactly. And I've always said you cannot hate somebody after you live the life they live. I can't guarantee y'all I would not. I would say y'all lazy ass, black ass, food stamp getting people. If I was rich as fuck and I didn't know that world,
It's all about perspective.
Yeah, exactly. I cannot guarantee that I wouldn't feel that way. I mean,
sure.
I don't because I've grown up on the lower end, but I don't know. I can't confirm or deny that I wouldn't act like that.
That's the part that be pissing me off, because rich people, they be like, oh, if you work hard and pull yourself up by the bootstraps, you'll be able to do whatever. It's like,
Thanks.
I was an average ass student in middle school, high school, college, and I do fine now, and that's only because my parents did fine. So it's like, it's niggas that I went to middle school and high school with that was 3.8 students, and
still struggle.
they didn't get a scholarship, so they at home.
Yeah.
Like,
true.
they couldn't
It's
afford to
even
go.
people from our high school who got the Bill Gates and still didn't make it because, they got the money part of the college down, but not the actual
The
prep and
societal,
the support.
yeah.
25 other things against you.
Yeah,
Because there's one thing, you gotta like Flint Community School is still the best choice. You go there for 12 years and you have one white person in your class forever,
Right.
and then you go to college and
No.
everybody on your
Yeah.
floor is white. It's an
Yeah.
adjustment.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, culture
And it
shock.
shocks some people.
and that's kind of why I personally went to CMU, because it's like I knew I was going into a white field, so like I needed to know how to like traverse that. So it's like, I could have went to HBCU, but that wouldn't have benefited me in the long term. I'd still be in there talking about like woke is like, I don't that's not even a switch that goes off in my head at work anymore. Like, I just don't. I keep one AirPod in my ear at work all times. Like, I don't like, I talk to people enough to be sociable, but it's not like I'm not there to really make friends. Like, I'm there to get my check. I'm personable enough so that everybody has a good opinion of me, but I'm not hanging out with the niggas on weekends. Like,
I'm the opposite. I've learned the art of finesse.
oh no,
I become
definitely.
good friends with classmates. Like, I got classmates now, like, who respect me and they be sending me, like, it's just a different world for them. And I'm trying to take a piece of piece of that pie, and
Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
I'll be, hey, how you doing?
I think no, I do that, but like the thing is, like, I'm not looking to make meaningful relationships with any of those people. Not like I don't have a problem with any of them. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's fuck the people I work with and nothing, because I talk to them people all day. But it's like at the same time, like, I think the best way personally to get promoted, like, in corporate, is just to be like extremely personable and pleasant, and also competent at your job and not irreplaceable. Because if you're irreplaceable, you're never going to move, because they're gonna be like, why would we move Jalen from right here? Like,
Right.
he's a wizard at this. Like, why would we take this from here and promote him, and now we have a productivity loss here? So it's like, yeah, I do like a little bit here and there, but like I don't kill it in anything, just because it's like That's how you get stuck somewhere. But like at the same time, you got to be like personable enough with people so they'd be like, oh, how do you feel about this? Like you had to think about like the office dynamics of like how would this person interact? Like how would people react to this person getting promoted? And if you have a good reputation with everybody, then nobody is really gonna care. They're like, oh, good for him, like he got promoted. So it's like, yeah, I have a great surface friendship with everybody, but I'm not hanging out with them niggas on weekends. Like, plus everybody, like, I think my youngest coworker is like 30, 35 maybe.
Okay.
So it's
I've
like,
seen that, bro. People like being too good in one spot, and it's like we kind of can't really do that with you because like you too nice at this. Yeah, you too nice. Like,
I never thought of that. So you purposely don't.
when I was at Central
You're
and I
not
worked,
excellent at stuff. So
I do everything well, but I don't take on an outstanding amount of work. Like when I was at Central, if you went to Central Michigan University and you dropped your MacBook off at any point in time between 2012 and 2016, I put my hands on it. And I was really good at it. And then I realized I wasn't getting assigned projects or anything because I was so good at it. So I don't do that anymore. I don't excel at anything.
Maybe that's a tech thing.
What I do, it kind of is a tech thing just because it's like, what I do is I display competence in anything that I decide I want to learn, but I also tell my boss probably like every 3 months, like I want to learn something new just so, even if nothing else, like I have it on my resume, like I've only been with my current job for, it'll be 18 months in 2 weeks. And I have so much shit I can put on my resume, like if I decide I want to leave or go somewhere else. Because I asked to do something new every 6 months. Like I've already put on a project. I'm not gonna say what it was, but it's a giant project. Like, and that's gonna look good on my resume because you can point to it and say like I did that. So
That's dope.
While we in that same vein, I kind of want to transition to a topic we want to hit on was millennials in the workplace and like kind of being overqualified but like underexperienced, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
you want to go first?
Yeah, so I think it's an unpopular opinion too, but I also think it's because of like the track I took. But what's overqualified because you have a piece of paper, like a degree?
Yeah.
Okay, so in health field, for example, when you graduate from a meds program, a PA program, you have the degree. So technically you're qualified to practice. When you take a test and when you say like what would you treat pulmonary embolism with or high blood pressure, I'm just make it simple, high blood pressure with, on paper, like when you got time to think about it, you can write it. But when you in the actual field, when you in the actual, it's a whole different learning curve. Like being qualified on paper and being qualified to actually practice is totally different. So I see why when you first come out in med school, when you're a resident, you don't get paid as much as a real practicing doctor because you need that practice in the field. So millennials, like people that go straight off into the business and they think because they have an MBA from USC, they should be just come off making six figures. I don't agree with that. Like, I think millennials, and people are probably gonna hate me, but I think millennials are so entitled.
Talk about it.
I think we are so
State your truth.
I think we are so entitled. We never want to work our way up. We don't like the process of, you may have to wait 1 or 2 years to be head honcho. Not even 1 or 2, maybe 3 to 5. And we are a microwave generation. We want everything fast. We want everything quick. We want things to happen within 6 months, and people do not like trust the process. You know what I mean? And it's just like I have a friend. She just moved. She's news reporter, and she texted me and she was like, "I'm like, they're not giving me my hit stories."
Wait, she live in Lansing?
No. Okay. She's like, they're not giving me. I think I know you're talking about. She's like breaking news stuff. They're not letting me get. I'm like, girl, your direct deposit probably you probably still getting paper checks because you just got there. Like your direct deposit still haven't hit yet. Like why would you even want the breaking news right now? Like you gonna get in front of the camera and probably freeze because you're not even ready. Like if you stop dwelling on like what you not getting and just spend that time preparing, like sharpening your axe, like watching who they are actually picking, watch what they do. You know, like, so when you do get that opportunity, you kill it, and then you just go up from there. Like, if I feel like people who dwell on, I'm not getting paid enough, blah, 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 and they spend their whole time at work looking for new jobs that's gonna pay more, instead of perfecting where they at now, doing, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I get it, get jobs, that's stepping stones, but people who dwell on the negative, like, I feel like they can't never find the positive, and actually, you never know. You can really take off at, like, what you, like, if you actually care about it. So that's literally how I feel, like, and don't get me wrong, I do think, I love how, you know, we do demand and know our worth, but at the end of the day, you have to be realistic. You know what I mean? Like, you looking at salaries for people who've been working there for 10, 15 years. You haven't put no time in yet. You want 6 figures, 80K, 70K, and you've been there for 6 months? No, you gotta show your worth.
I feel like, though, millennials are so pushy with that just because, like, it's so expensive to, like, live now. Like, it's a difference between, like, somebody that started working when they're in, like, the 80s when minimum wage was enough to, like, get you a 1-bedroom apartment and pay a car note, which is not anymore. No. And, like, now those same people, they're only making probably like 10% more than they did in the 80s, but at the same time, they're married. Like, they have 2 incomes coming in. They bought a house for $45,000 20 years ago, so they don't really got no real bills. Like, yeah, like they
equity in the home.
Yeah, like they don't got nothing to worry about. Like they're already established. Like once you already established, like how much money you make doesn't really matter, especially if you have 2 incomes coming in. Like 2 people, they could have $90,000 coming in, paying down a $45,000 house and be living good. But like us, like you make $50,000 as a millennial, like yeah, that's a good amount of money. But you try to go out and buy a house, you're gonna be unless you live in like in the hood or something, you're gonna be paying like $150,000 or more, and like that's for like a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, like not a big house. Yeah. And so it's like millennials aren't being pushy because like they want to like necessarily be respected like in their workplace. They are being pushy because they want money to be able to live comfortably like every other generation before us. Like we're living in probably the hardest economic generation since the one right before the Great Depression, and we probably about to have a depression in like 2 years. So
yeah, I'm not gonna be in that one. I'm not participating.
I'm straight on. I'm cool. Y'all can go ahead.
But back to so I'm being devil's advocate because I do agree with you. I do agree that it's a hard economy. But let's be honest here. Is there things that we can do to decrease our cost of living? Like I've seen people who complain about their bills and they have the opportunity to move home or get a roommate and they just want to like, and I get it, lifestyle, that's your choice. Like we shouldn't have to have a roommate to live comfortably, but we have to learn how to scale back too, you know? And those same people who complain about bills be on trips.
Yep.
I mean, I guess it's like, well, dang, I do want to live my life. You know what I mean? Like, I do want to live life, but that's the basis of my argument is, like, yeah, you do complain about how your job not paying you enough, but you also live above your means.
Yeah, and
until you get like the flow of stuff, because I think we also knock down the part of like, yeah, my mom, these aren't the same bills my mom been paying, but my mom also she don't spend live above her means. You know what I mean? She take care of what she has to take care of, and then if anything's left over, that's when she, you know.
And I think you do. I think it is like a live above your means things, because especially in the social media generation, because it's like no one can tell me with a straight face they've ever taken a trip and the thought never crossed their mind, oh, I'm about to post this on social media so niggas can see how I'm living.
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure. Like I made a tweet. Somebody said, "Would you rather have a hotel with free Wi-Fi or free food?" I said, "Free Wi-Fi." How they gonna see me eating? I'm
eating this exotic shit right now.
Like ain't no point in me having free food if I can't post it.
Niggas be on Twitter buying cars just to post how they got a new car and shit, and like that's not everybody. It's really not. Like it's a lot of niggas that just like do their shit and they move low key and everything. But it's just as many niggas that be out there like, oh, I just traded in my lease to get a new lease, and then they post it like the day they get it. And it's like, nigga, you do that shit just to flex. Like, you're not fooling nobody. Like, ain't no difference between a 2018 and 2019.
Cars are the dumbest thing. I still drive the same car from high school.
Look, my mom sold me her 2014 Impala for $10,000. I would have been stupid to not take that, but like if she ain't offering me, I'll still be driving my Impala from 04.
My car is a 2004 Jeep Liberty. and I paid $3,000 for it in 2013.
I paid $4,000 for my Monte Carlo.
The
And
best
the only
investment
reason
ever.
I've got a new car is because my mom, who I know takes care of her car, she was like,
Yeah.
I'm about to sell my car. Do you want it? I was like, yeah. How much you want for it? She was like, 10 grand. I was like, I looked like when she texted me that, I looked on like Auto Trader, and then Paula's going for like 18. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Like, I'd be stupid not to, like, because I'm gonna need a new car probably
Your
like in the
mama
next.
though be playing with you.
Yeah,
She
no.
charged you secret.
But at the same time, she did just get, like she just got divorced and she had to pay alimony out. She trying to get her money back.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I ain't-
Dang.
that's-
See, that ain't talked about. Y'all always talk about child support.
Nah,
The
like my
woman
mom.
had-
You know what's funny? Because like because like I've gotten to the age where I don't ask my mom for relationship advice anymore. She asks me for relationship advice. So like, I used to always talk about because like anybody that know me, like I'm like a romantic ass nigga. So it's like I swore when I was in college by 24 I'd be married with like 2-3 kids right now.
Really?
I swear, like, but that ain't happening. I'm about to be 24 next week. But she was talking about like I was talking about like, oh, I want to get a prenup, like not just because like I don't think I'm gonna love my wife or because I'm gonna think I'm a married girl that's like poor or nothing, but just because it's like I don't want that to ever be a factor like
Oh yeah, no
in a
prenups.
relationship. So like my mom, she was like, this is like 2012. She like, well, hopefully you marry a woman that like makes the same amount of money as you and wants the same things in life as you, so that you don't have to worry about it. She gets divorced in 2013. I had the same conversation with her in 2014. She's like, oh yeah, I get a prenup. No second thoughts about it. She had to pay out so much money in alimony, like,
Oh really? Cause just because she made more than him.
yep.
See,
Yeah,
no.
you don't hear about that.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
know that part.
Around
See,
all
I
the
see.
time.
I always thought it applied to people
Justice.
that was like, yeah, that's fucked up. That's why I'm getting a prenup. I'm sorry.
I'm getting a prenup.
No, I
Me
get
and my
one,
wife
too.
can make the same amount of money to the penny.
I don't give a
and
fuck
get
if I make
prenup.
60 bands.
We won't prenup.
We signing that prenup
Right.
because the prenup basically is like spousal support, right? Like
Yeah.
that, because you a grown like it's not even child support. You a grown ass kid. You grown. What do you need?
Right.
Oh no, that would have pissed me.
And she had to
off.
take it out her retirement too, so I know she pissed like.
Yeah, that I ain't gonna lie. My mom and my dad separated, but they're still married. And he's almost done paying child support. But if my mom would hit him with that divorce, it's another few more years paying money. But I don't know.
That shit crazy.
Yeah,
Alimony's, yeah, that's. Crazy.
I just don't think finances like. I understand where it came from, like all those generations ago, like because it was like back like when that was like changed, like women didn't really work like that, so
Yeah.
it was like.
It
They
benefited.
get divorced, like they're gonna be poor, like unless they get like, and if like a woman gets divorced at like 45 and she looking old, she probably not gonna get married
Right,
again, like,
exactly.
unless she's sucking me in dick, like she not getting married again. So like,
Oh, that opinion belongs to you.
I'm just saying, like, unless she got the game, she probably not getting remarried after like 45, like.
Right.
No,
So it's
chances
like-
are, no, just playing percentages.
So it's like, yeah, she needed the support, but like now, like, and especially like black women gonna make more money than black men in like 20 years. Like
Maybe sooner.
facts.
Now,
Yeah.
really.
Because like they
Education's gonna
graduate,
trickle down.
yeah,
Yeah.
they going to college way more. Like
Yeah,
black women go to college more than
exactly.
anybody else.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why I'm not really pressed about dating for real. Because it's just like,
It's only a matter of time for you.
yeah, like
Damn, that's sick. For us, it's like time.
y'all be
doing
on it. Like y'all be like y'all gonna make it to like 27. Then y'all be like, well, I'm gonna need this many years before I feel comfortable getting married to somebody, and then I want to have a kid, and I want to do all this before I'm 35. Like I just gotta wait out the clock at this point. And if all the women my
Scrolling
age
to somebody
get
who
I'm
ain't
looking at it
together.
too.
yeah, if all the women my age get married or whatever, all the
just
women.
very young.
Yeah, I just married a girl 2 years younger than me.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah. Damn.
Especially because I look young. Like I ain't worried.
For real.
I don't feel pressure about that kind of thing.
I mean, I
Me
do,
neither.
but it's just
Marriage
like
is not. It used to be, but like now that I see more stuff, marriage is an ugly situation if you divorce. It doesn't guarantee fidelity. Honestly,
Nothing does.
nothing. Yeah, nothing.
That's why I don't
guarantees-
feel like pressing people into marriage does anything. Like it should be something that you're like, I love you
It's
this
a
much.
business.
What does
Contract.
marriage? Okay, what's the one benefit of marriage?
For men or women,
Both.
it's supposed to be stability. Like it's supposed to know, and taxes obviously, but like, like it's supposed to be like well, like, I love this person this much, like, that I'm willing to commit the rest of my life to them. Like, that's what it's supposed to be. What it really is, like, society is pressing me to be married because I'm about to be this age, so now I want to get married. And I've been with this dude for this long, and he hasn't married me, so obviously he doesn't love me. So it's like...
True.
The laws based around marriage is crazy, too.
Yeah, the tax benefits are insane. Like, yeah, like, it's almost like the government wants you to get married and live together because, like...
They do.
Like, living alone is so expensive. Like, even if you got it, it's expensive. Like...
And the world is kind of, like, designed for, like, people that's married and families and shit. Like, it really is. Yeah.
True.
And it's like, it really is a different world. Not necessarily once you get married, but like once you get married and have kids, it's a different world.
Yeah, it's a totally different
Like, you go from like being on Twitter, like sleeping over your friend's house because you was drunk or like shit like that, to like
go have a hat.
to being at a PTA meeting, like overnight, like within 3 years, or within 5 years.
Hey, that's what makes me up.
Yeah, you're responsible for another human now,
Yeah.
primarily.
Like, the most
And-
interesting shit in your life is what the nosy bitch in your subdivision be doing.
Yeah.
That's an adjustment that I'm not necessarily looking forward to, but like, I want kids one day, so it's like, I know it's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I want a lot of kids, so it's like, I'm gonna be
How many?
a good father. I'd say like 3 to 4. Like,
This nigga said a lot.
Yeah, I thought you
3
were
is a
about to
lot
start
in this
with
economy,
5.
bro. Like,
3 is a lot. And yeah, I want 4. I don't like odd numbers. 4.
I want 3.
3? I feel like 3, you just gotta. It's
if I marry a girl that makes
feel
around
like
the same
3
money as me,
first.
I'll have like maybe 4. But like, and if I marry a girl makes like double what I make somehow, I'll have as many kids as you want. Honestly,
Are you saying it's inconceivable, Jalen? Is that what you're trying to say?
look, I have kids until my shit saying bang instead of shooting anything.
I want 2, and then I might have a third one like later on.
That's what I be saying. I want like.
that's not fair
a
though.
late
That's
kid.
not fair.
I'm the late
like
kid.
you gonna have like well y'all you and your brother relationship is y'all close
Yeah,
right?
super close. We don't got the same dad either, though.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But yeah, like 2 so they can grow up together, maybe like 2 years apart, and then have one like 5 years younger than the.
Yeah, if I have 3 kids like that, I want 2 boys at first, and then I want a girl
you
like,
have the
way
youngest
later.
boy.
Because I want to be able to spoil my daughter. I want to spoil my daughter
Yeah,
rotten.
speak that
Like,
shit.
I want my daughter to be like my old washed ass fucking Facebook post at like 35, where it's just my daughter just sitting. My daughter got a permanent like seat in the space between my elbow. Like, she just constantly sitting on me until she like 5 or some shit. Like,
That's cool.
I'm gonna
That's
baby
cool
the
as
shit
fuck.
out of my daughter.
Yeah.
I do want my first kid
youngest
to be a
son.
boy.
Yeah,
Everybody does.
first one gotta be a boy.
Yeah,
Because
first.
boys easier to raise.
They easier.
You can you feed that little nigga, make sure he shower and everything.
Everybody I've talked to
Kill
said they
himself
easier to
and
raise once they get to like being a teenager. Like, when they kids, apparently boys is harder to raise.
Yeah, it's
but,
like 2-year-old boys and
'Cause them niggas
16-year-old
wild.
girls are like the
Yeah.
same. That's like a whole. I feel like when you rate like a 16-year-old, that's a hard. Like, just think about when we were 16. We were probably being like some badass teenagers, and then your parents like got old, like Asian parents,
Yeah.
and taking care of like teenage kids. So I know that was like a tough time, and they like.
I didn't do nothing. My parents just looked for problems with me, so it's like, I didn't really do shit. Like, I was smoking and drinking at 16, but ain't nobody really know. So it wasn't like I wasn't like sloppy with it. So it was like, if I did, like, nobody, it wasn't enough where, like, if I drink at a party, I drunk like 2 shots, enough to feel buzzed, and then once I get sobered up, I'll leave. But it's not like I wasn't coming home sloppy drunk or nothing. Like, I was a good kid. I just didn't have good grades.
See, yeah, I was getting in trouble a little bit for grades, and I was sure done came in like sloppy drunk a couple times, like 16, 17. But I can always remember just not liking my mama, not fucking with my mama from like ages 14 to 16. I think
Really?
most boys like that, I feel. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't-
Are y'all serious?
you get a riff with your mom during
I didn't have a problem with my mom. I had a problem with
You
my
be seeing my
dad.
tweets about my mama
Oh,
right
yeah,
now. I
you-
just started back fucking with my mom. Like,
That is
not that we
nice.
had a problem. We just couldn't live together. So like, me going away to college, we built like a good relationship. But like, living with her like in high school and even back now, we just like go at each other like a married couple.
Do your your
Cause
your
she
daddy don't live with your mama no more, does she?
Oh no.
That's why, because my mom, my mom and my dad used to argue all the time, like every like week, like loud as fuck. So it's like I move in, I'm a grown man now, so it's like she probably like, well, it's a man in the house, I gotta argue. Like, she probably used to it at this point. Like, my parents were married for like 20 years, so it's like they probably used to like arguing and shit. So it's like my mom, she was just picking arguments with me all the time. And it's just like, I'm not gonna argue with you. First of all, you my mother. And second of all, I'm not arguing with nobody. Like
Yeah, my mama should be like conversation though. So like she just so stuck in like the old way of thinking.
Man, your
And
mama
then
still
I
believe
try
R.
to-
Kelly, don't she?
We ain't had that conversation.
My mama, she
But
got
like we
black
would talk
mom,
about
typical
something,
black mom, man.
and then she'd be like, something. I'm like, bro, that's not true. And then she just think that I know it all, and I'm like, you can't tell me that you think I know it all and you ain't looked into it. I'm like, Google it or something. Then come
like
back.
we got all the world's information in our
like-
fingertips, so you not believing me when I looked it up.
And you just sticking with your opinion this whole time.
that's-
My mom killed me because she watched the news all day, and she only watches like MSNBC, so it's like she getting like the liberal
That's
slant on
my
everything.
dad right now.
So like I come home and she watching it, and I'm like, Mom, like they're not gonna like tell you the full story. They're gonna tell you what they want you to think so that you're like stressed out. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I leave for 2 weeks, I come back. She doing the same shit. I'm like, Mom, like, and then one day, cause like they be talking about like how Democrats do this or whatever. I'm like, we have a party literally trying to take over the country, but they don't care because they donate money because they know they're gonna get their tax breaks from whatever. So like they're not gonna cover like what the actual motives behind anything is because they're benefiting off of it. Like what, like you're watching what they're curating for you. They're not giving you the full story. They're giving you what they think you should know.
Yeah.
So it's like I tried to put my mom on Twitter and like following all the news sites and stuff, but she old, so she not gonna really she not fucking with it like that. It's easier to just come home and watch TV.
Yeah, that's a tainted outlet for sure.
My mama always made me mad too. Y'all know like the saying, like step on the crack, breaking mama back. She's making me mad. Jump on me.
Looking for
That
cracks.
is so weird to me. That's odd because I honestly feel like a lot of people parents played a part in how they fucked up their children are. Not saying
yeah.
y'all fucked up, but
No, definitely.
a lot of black moms or parents for that matter don't think they have to say sorry. They don't think they have. They don't think they're
You don't
wrong.
gotta say please.
They don't think.
You get undermined at all times.
Or like I saw a clip of Tamar Braxton. She was just defending herself. She was getting yelled at by an older woman. And she was just like, "You're not about to yell at me, though." You know what I mean? Like we are both adults, and like because she was older, they automatically made her right. And I was like, that's not how it's supposed to go. You know what I mean?
And I be seeing the videos, and it's like outdated now because like we old enough. I mean, like our generation, we have like the access to information our parents didn't really have. Like growing up, like our parents didn't really know like beating the shit out of your kids isn't really an acceptable parenting method.
hell
Right.
But like you be seeing videos of like young mothers and shit, and it's like I don't know how you can still do this, like knowing everything that you know or you should know. But like they be like cussing at their toddlers and shit and like throwing them around and stuff, and that shit makes my soul like.
Yeah, that should be on
Yeah.
It's
Facebook.
just it's what they know.
I don't know if I can't.
What we know.
I can't say if I won't hit my child. Like
I'm gonna hit mine for
Yeah,
sure.
I-
But
I might when they're like a
I'm not-
kid,
I'm
like
gonna talk to
It's
them
gonna
about
be
it.
a reason though, and I'm then talk to them about it.
I might like slap my kid's hand or whatever because it's like how do you can't really talk to a 1-year-old like and
Yeah.
tell them like
Yeah.
you can't sit in front of a 1-year-old and be like this is wrong because this
No,
and this.
right.
They gonna look at they literally are just gonna look at you like.
But I also believe in too letting a kid be a kid. Like when you're when you're a toddler, since you can't talk, you use your other senses like touching. That's why everything goes in their mouth. You gotta let the kid be a kid for them to develop. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm
you know
saying.
I
But
mean?
like at the same time, it's like once they get to be like 7 or 8, I feel like me personally, I don't feel like there's any reason to hit your kids anymore. Just because it's like by 7 or 8, you can talk to your child and say like, "This is wrong. This made me feel this way because you did this."
It
Like,
depends on the child's personality and their temperament. Like you can put fear in their heart just by the way you talk to them. But
it's something that work for some
I don't
people.
But
even
if
think
it-
it gotta be fear though. Sorry to cut you off.
yeah, go ahead.
But like my dad, like just the way you said, he just used to sit me down and explain to me like what I did wrong and why I shouldn't have did that. And my mom was like more the whooper, but
Same.
what my dad did to me like helped me grow in like a better mindset of just like, I mean, a whooping after a while is not gonna hurt anymore, especially if you're a boy. You just doing it to get it over with so you
Going
can
through
go
the
back and
motions,
do
yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So, but like actually knowing what you did wrong is how you really get the balance of like right and wrong. To
Yeah,
me.
I don't feel like I'm sorry to cut you off. But
No,
like
you
I don't
good.
feel
I'm
like
finished.
most kids like they don't do wrong shit on purpose. They're kids. Like they don't know any better.
Right.
Like so like I probably got like 8 or 9 whoopings my whole life. Like I was a pretty good kid. Like I didn't get whooped. I got whooped like once a year maybe. And it's like it was like just a flip. Like I'll be doing something, and next thing I know, I'm getting whooped. Nobody ever told me I was doing anything wrong. I didn't know I was doing anything wrong when I was doing it. Like, I wasn't just out there fucking up like, oh, I'm about to embarrass my mom in public. Like, I didn't know that I was embarrassing her. Like,
Oh, but look though, you said something that I'm glad you said. Sometimes they are doing shit on purpose, despite knowing they know.
I
that.
didn't though.
Okay, you're a personal
You.
case, but I'm saying there might be times you need to get whooped when you doing shit that you know is not something I want you to be doing, and you know you're not supposed to be doing. But you do it anyway.
Yeah.
It might be cause for me to.
But at the same time, like,
to put my hands
you
on
can't
it.
hit anybody else and not go to jail except for kids. And there's something wrong with that.
And they got the least rights of anybody
You can
else.
go to jail. You can go to jail for hitting kids.
Only if it's excessive.
Oh.
Like, you can't get an assault charge on your
I
child.
don't believe I don't think the police should have a say in what I do, how I punish my child.
I don't think
I
unless
agree
it's
with that,
success.
too.
Like, I do agree with that. Like, if you whoop your kids and it's not leaving a mark or nothing, like, as long as you're not scarring your children, I don't feel like you should be prosecuted or anything. But it's just, like, at the same time, like, if you're, like, it's just funny to me because, like, if I go up to somebody, like if somebody pisses me off in public and I hit them in the mouth, I could go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, if my kid pisses me off in public and I slap them, like,
You gonna get some.
yeah, like, it's like, that's the only group of people that you can hit and they can't legally defend themselves and they can't physically defend themselves.
Nah, my sister tried to physically defend herself and she called the cops and they arrested her. That was the funniest day
What,
of my
against your
life.
mom?
That's
Yeah.
your little sister or big sister?
My older sister.
Oh, okay.
No, and that's another thing too. All you gotta do is set the example with the oldest child, because me and my little sister grew up seeing my mama give them hands, and like it went from belts to like talking about some meet me outside type. And I'm like, oh, those are problems I do not want. And I was also like smart. I'm like, because my sister was the one who would like move out, come back 2 weeks later. I need good eats, good sleeps. I'm not leaving. Like I was like, she pays my bills. She feeds me.
Right.
This is where I sleep. I'm not running. I'm not leaving this. I'm
Right.
16. What I'm gonna do? I don't have a job. What will I actually do? You know?
My mama put me out one time. I went to go stay with my dad and his girlfriend. I was there for like a week and was like, yeah, bro, I'm about to just go back to the crib. I need my own bed, bro. I
That's
need food.
literally how it is.
Like all these little kids running around and shit, I can't do it.
My mom is the only
It was
person
cool
in this
over there,
world
though, 'cause
that
it
I
was
would
always
need.
fun.
Yeah, she's the only person in this world that I would need before she needs me, and that's why I won't ever. I'll try my best to never disrespect her, cause shit. Even I can't even say the same for my dad. Like my dad would need me before I need him.
Honestly, that's both my parents though, because like I made such an effort.
I can block my dad. He'll call me like, so you got me blocked.
I actually had
trying to get $100.
actually I had my dad blocked for like
me
3 months by
$20
accident.
right now.
Because like me and my dad have the first 6 digits of our cell phone numbers like the same, like besides like the last 4 digits, that's the only thing that's different. So it's like, you know, you be getting them spam calls from
Yeah.
So I did that and he was like, he texted me one day and he was like, hey, like, why haven't I heard, like, why haven't I been contacting you? I was like, oh shit, like, when was the first time you tried to contact me? He was like 3 months ago. I was like, oh damn, like I had you blocked by mistake, like. And like my mom, like I don't really need her for anything besides like emotional comfort at this point. So it's like I'll call my mom and ask her about a recipe and end up talking to her for 2 hours
Oh yeah, no.
just because
me
it's
and my mom
comforting.
would
But
do.
it's
Yeah,
like,
that's how it is with my mom too.
and like she don't be wanting to get off the phone either. But like as far as like needing my parents for anything, like I try to like equip myself because I know they're not gonna be here forever. So it's like I try to like get myself ready. So like
Shit, I
if
don't.
something was to happen.
I hate thinking about that.
Yeah, me neither. So
I don't either, but it's just like I
I
want to
feel
know
like
that I
I got
have
like 25
myself.
more years, 20, 30 more years.
Shit. I still need help, so you gotta laugh, baby, so we can.
Dog, I'll melt. I'll melt with my mama.
No, if something happened to my mom, I'll be
Your job ain't
devastated.
done. Your job ain't done yet.
Dog, I'll be man. I'll be.
Yeah.
I know we a couple years past 18, but you gotta keep striving.
Yeah, man. I need you. I'll be sick as
I thought
hell.
I had it together, but
Nah, I'll probably.
Y'all
I'll
want to
be-
see? Y'all want to see a breakdown on Twitter? For sure, get the spazzing.
You see me, my whole face will be puffy for like a month. Just
you
crying
won't even see me,
constantly.
bro.
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't leave the house.
Big bad.
Dog.
Alright, so have y'all seen the Mega Million? this shit is at $654 million.
Dog.
All right, let me ask y'all.
Okay.
What would be the first, like, bullshit ass purchase you would buy? Like, everybody gonna say, like, oh yeah, I would invest it or I'll give it to my mom. Like, what's the first thing you would buy? And then, like, social media stunt about it.
I was about to ask you that, but shit. Social media stuff, I ain't even that person, but with that much money.
You would be.
You can't say, like, we cannot say how we are on social media until that's actually us.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, but if I did though.
You tell me I got
A
50
house.
cent money and I'm not gonna act like that nigga, like.
Yeah, bro. That's all we get mad at 50 Cent.
It'd be a house.
That
of
nigga
cards.
behaves like somebody that got shot 9
You
times.
buy a house
Yeah,
right
you
off
do.
that.
Yeah.
You do.
But I don't think I would buy like a crazy ass mansion.
No,
Like,
hell
I'll
no.
buy like
What's
a
my
decent
first
sized
thing?
house, but I would care more about like property and land and owning that type of shit more than.
No, but what's the first, like,
materialistic.
when you know you hit that.
Yeah.
Like, when you know you just hit
I'll
it.
give my mom my house for sure.
No, not the rational
No,
purchases.
not the
Just
rational,
like
first
after you
bullshit.
bought everything
Like,
that you said you was gonna buy, and you looking, you still got $550 million in the bank.
I got
What
mine,
do you
you got
buy?
yours.
And then be like, y'all niggas can't live like me because I got this. What's the first? What is that item or that service or like that woman that is a celebrity that only hangs with people that have
Oh, Carrie
money?
Hilson for sure.
You buying Carrie Hilson?
No, I'm hitting her up. But no, so like,
There's
there's like,
screenshot of your bank account.
so you know, like
What's up?
the uber rich and shit, right? Like the elites, they got like full services at their houses where like even if they don't go there for like a year straight, they get like fresh flowers coming in and everything.
Landscaping and
For,
cleaning services.
if I hit for that much money, I do a service for like a month straight where I just land in my backyard with a helicopter like all the time.
Like Will
And people
Smith
gotta
did.
like stand there and like undress me and shit as I walk into for a month straight.
But no, we talk about the, like, that night. What are you
Oh man, I
buying?
don't know.
No, that was a good answer. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm like that night.
That-
That I gotta be that.
I was about to say because that night I'm really just like sitting
That
there. I'm
night,
just
I'm-
taking it in like I have this money.
You
Like,
ain't
That
get the money
night,
for
I'm
a month
spending.
anyway.
I might go to Taco
Oh.
Bell. Like I ain't doing shit
Yeah, you
extravagant
don't
that
get money
night.
for a month.
No.
I might have a stroke. You tell me I have $600 million.
I can make sure I'm okay.
Yeah, the first thing I'll probably do is delete my Insta. No, I probably not even have to, like, okay, let me figure out what I gotta do because I gotta.
You have it
I would change my name.
Yeah,
I
I
was about to say like, what would be your wish list though? Like, you'll go down to just like, so of course like house, car,
house, car. I'm for sure paying off everybody debt.
Who's everybody?
My immediate family.
Okay.
Like my dad.
I pay off my friend's student loans too. Like that ain't shit. If I got $600 million, that
I'm
ain't
cash
shit.
apping.
Your 40 large ain't really
Look,
hurting me
look,
right
look.
now. Yeah.
Look, I'm cash apping $1,000.
That's it.
That's all you get. That's changed my number.
That's like a year's statement. If even.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm gonna just for sure like. That's a hard one too, cause you really be thinking like, would they do it for me if they was?
I got my shit planned out.
At that point, like,
I got my
because it's like, and to be honest with you, I was probably like 10 people I would, like, because I'm changing my name and I'm moving if I
Yeah.
want that much money. And it's probably only like 10 people I would, like, still, like, be, like,
Help out.
legit, like, friends with. Like, I would still, like, if any of y'all hit me up, I'd be like, yeah, and then y'all try to say, like, oh, man, I had this car.
Okay.
I ain't trying to hear it, boss.
Okay, speaking of that, what would if let's say not a close friend that you don't have to question, but let's say it's somebody you talk to here and there, y'all homies, y'all kick it, but y'all not like best friends. Would y'all be the type if y'all found out they won the lottery? Would y'all like be the type to ask them? I feel like my pride would be too big.
I wouldn't do it. Yeah.
Would you say
I wouldn't expect you
congratulations?
to.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
Yeah, it's
On Instagram comments, yeah. Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna text you. Yeah.
Okay, so
I wouldn't
but you wouldn't
expect nothing.
ask. You wouldn't ask.
I wouldn't ask.
No.
I would ask, like, hey, you trying to, like, playfully, and if they say no, like, I wasn't really expecting them to say yeah, but it's just like,
If they say yeah though, you gonna take that shit.
yeah, why not?
Hell yeah.
It's free money.
I get a quick 2 bands.
But yeah, I'll pay off everybody's student debt for sure though. Like most of the people that I know.
That's a life changing event.
Yeah,
Like,
and then I
that's so
set up
important.
everybody in my immediate family with like all the basics shit that they need. Probably bills paid for a year and a couple thousand. So it's like you don't have no excuses for a year.
Yeah.
Get you a job or something, and then like Jalen said, I'm changing my name and I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like you have no reason to ask me for nothing anymore. I set you up for a year. I got you some money. Da da da. Besides my mama, my sister, a couple close friends.
And that's why I kind of don't want to win the lottery, because I'd have to
Okay,
change
single
most of my
course
life,
somewhere.
and I like my life. Like,
That's true.
Like,
And
you
people are some
question
hating-ass
everything.
people,
Yeah,
man.
you question
People
everything.
are some
like,
haters.
Imagine, like, you've been fucking with this girl and, like, you don't, like, y'all don't really know where y'all stand, but you know there's, like, mutual interest one way or the other. And all of a sudden, like, she might have fucked with you anyways, like,
Right.
whether you won the money or not, but it's just like,
Now you always gotta think about it.
yeah, like, did she
Yeah.
just start fucking with me just because I have this money? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, I don't want to upheave
That's why you
in
gotta
my life like that.
move west and then don't even come off like you have money.
Right.
Just see what people about. Because people have done that too. Like, I'm like, yeah, baby, this ain't it.
What would be your first purchase, Jalen?
Mine?
Well, you already said
Oh,
yours.
Jalen?
Yeah. My first purchase, I would probably sit on money for like a week or so, and then I would like hire like a financial advisor or something. Put that money in the stock market.
You told niggas not to use that generic answer.
You said
financial advisor. What's the
All right.
first nigga purchase you
First
gonna
nigga
make?
purchase
to
I'll
use
buy.
the nigga purchase phrase.
Oh man, I'm not an extravagant person.
See,
But
that's
you
what
got
it's hard
extravagant
for me,
money though.
yeah.
I'm
You
going
got
on a
extravagant
trip.
money now.
Trip, off rip.
Yeah, true.
Trip.
What we got?
Not on Groupon either. Not off the Groupon.
I would say I'll try to fuck with Rihanna, but she fuck with billionaires, and I don't got that kind of money.
Yeah,
to fuck
right.
with that, so
You gonna shoot a little DM?
I shoot her a little something.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
listen.
what's up?
Like, listen.
I ain't regular, baby. Like, what's
Fuck, man, I don't know. Shit. I asked the question, I don't even know.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
I wouldn't buy no big ass house because I feel like that's lonely. Like, I don't got no family or nothing like that. I would move in with me, so I don't really fuck with cars like that either. I don't know. I would just be at like every sporting event. Like, I would just be like
Experience.
Yeah, I would just be
Yeah.
paying money. Like, I'd probably be at the Lakers games like crazy.
Yeah, I'm front row.
I don't got enough money to buy Lions from the Ford, so I can't do that either.
But when you get all that money though, a whole new world gonna open up to you where like you don't even know what you will buy.
Yeah, I'll probably be at the I'll probably be at sidelines at every game. Like, I'll probably be on the Detroit Lions sideline every week.
Yeah. Shit.
I'll be this nigga fucking.
I'll be like how Drake
China
be
somewhere
with all the
where
celebrities and
nobody
shit.
know me, bro. Traveling the world.
Looking like a regular nigga. I still be wearing black t-shirts everywhere.
Yep.
Hey, for all of that though, my first purchase of a show V, I need a G6. I need the private bitch so we can go everywhere. The 12 passenger, whatever it is. I need the private jet. So we can get everywhere we
Yeah,
wanna
because
go.
I'm not fucking with waiting in the airport line.
True.
Even
Nah,
if you got the TSA pre-check or whatever.
Right, you got the clear.
That shit's still like an hour to get through the airport.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think it's the perfect time to bring our sponsor in, a break for our sponsor podcast.
That nigga sponsored. Woo.
Yeah, we got a sponsor. This podcast brought to you by our official sponsor, Clout. Are you tired of chasing it and having to barely escape your grasp? Have you taken pictures in designer outfits and soon after return them to only to the effect of 10 likes?
Nigga, that was like the perfect segue into that shit.
Are you leaving your house 3 times on Saturdays and Sundays? People haven't seen your outfit enough. Fret not, as Clout to be attainable for all. Visit lookatme.com or download the free Look At Me app and use promo code T2M. That's promo code T2M for 20% off 300 Clout.
Wait, Look At Me is like a real site?
No,
Oh, damn.
thank you.
That was pretty good, bro. When we get a real sponsor, that's gonna be nice. You can read them all.
Dog, are you tired of not clout?
Y'all niggas funny, man.
Yeah, so that's something we wanted to ask y'all. Though.
All right, Jasmine, did you look over the topics that we sent you?
I did.
Yeah.
No, she didn't. She
But you told me that we gonna just
No, yeah. I just wanted
No.
to, because since we was in
I
that
didn't
thing of
research
talking about
anything.
work. No, not research.
No, whoa,
What was the research?
what is that word?
Check shit on the TCM podcast.
Just research. No, I just really want to get like a good thought or opinion on like this angry
Okay.
black woman versus
Entitled.
entitled white man.
Okay.
It seemed like y'all like natural.
Oh, wait, yeah, I ain't get that one.
We sent y'all different topics, and some of them
okay.
was the same. This is
Okay.
But
production,
you're not
production.
so much an angry black woman. But if you can give your perspective on it.
angry black man versus woman versus entitled white man.
I feel like they're such opposites of each other.
Yeah.
I feel like one's not really angry, though.
Yeah, angry women. Women aren't angry. we're perceived as angry because we always have to.
No. We not saying, sorry to cut you off, I just don't want you to go on it. It's like not saying that all black women are angry. We just saying
Take an angry
The perception?
yeah, the perception of an angry black woman's like attitude versus entitled white man attitude.
Okay,
and how
start-
the outside world take it.
Okay, well, you start the conversation because I don't know where we going with
Well, it
this.
ain't
Like,
really a conversation. I just wanted you on that of what I said. Sorry.
so So when you talking about like when these two are talking to each other, like when they're like interacting with each
No,
other.
so like if you saw a
Dynamic.
YouTube video of like an angry black woman, the way you think the world would take that in, and then the same thing of like an entitled white man, if you saw it, just like how would the world take that in?
I think they're both misunderstood, if you will. Like one is misunderstood through, I would say, hardship, and the other one is misunderstood through privilege.
Yeah.
Like, so angry black woman perception is like we constantly are like standing up for ourselves, speaking up for ourselves, negating any false like stereotypes about us. And then when you're trying to talk to that population who's not willing to listen or understand, they're gonna just automatically write you off as the angry black woman. Whereas the entitled white man, in a way, they're misunderstood because they don't understand. If that makes sense. So,
Makes perfect sense.
So when I think of an entitled white man, I think of the person, the typical, oh, if you just do hard, if you work hard, you'll get through life. Or like I did this in my previous work history, so I deserve that. And I don't think nothing wrong with that. I don't think nothing wrong with thinking that you deserve more, or you this is what you should be compensated for. But as far as saying, you need to just work hard and you'll make it, they just misunderstand like
and it
that.
gets a lot of people's experiences.
Yeah, and it gets people pissed. That pisses people off when someone says that. But at the end of the day, you honestly, when you are very ignorant to the hardships of what other people have to go through, I'm not surprised they have that mindset. You know what I mean? I wish they could be more open and willing to understand and learn other people's hardships. But if they're not, it doesn't surprise me to think that way. You know what I mean? Like, I talk to a lot of people who grew up pretty well, and then I explain to them, like, no, this is not how it is for everyone. They're like, oh, like, that, I didn't know that.
They grow up with kid gloves, basically. Like, they don't experience everything. Like, they experience what's in their scope. And I had to deal with it, too, because I grew up pretty well off, like, especially compared to a lot of people I went to school with, like, but at the same time, that was something, like, I had to, like, talk to them and, like, understand. Like, it was, like, one of those things, like, and I realized especially, like, once I got to college and stuff, because it's, like, people that was going to school and getting, like, 3.5s and shit, and, like, they just couldn't afford to go anymore, so, like, they're back at home, like, working service jobs. Just, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just, like, they could be doing so much more, but, like, they don't have, like, that privilege to, yeah, like, they had their one shot, and since they didn't excel 100%, they're back home, and it's like, I've had hundreds of shots, and I've never given it my all, and I'm where I'm at, so it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not playing with the same hand of cards they
You're
are.
not.
Yeah.
And I'm not even white, so it's like,
I've realized it's just a complete different world. Like, when I went to college, I didn't know. I'm like, why y'all waiting to file y'all taxes? They like, yeah, my parents got to pay. I said, y'all got to pay taxes? I thought, like, because I've been around everybody who get money for tax season. I didn't know tax season meant for other people they pay. You know what I mean? Or just like how we were so surprised about, I'm like, how doesn't Jen Jackson know what hot Cheetos are? Like we said, it's
it's
probably,
literally two different Americas.
it's probably stuff that we don't even know
The luxury
exists.
of
Like, we
obliviousness.
don't even know.
Yeah, you don't know how to camp, do you?
Right.
Yeah, like, it's probably stuff we don't know exists. Like, wow. Like, so I
You
don't
ever
know.
had venison?
Right, what's that? And then, like, no.
Have you been on the ski deal, not on vacation?
Yeah, one
Y'all
of
niggas
my
don't be
favorite
eating
quotes,
duck.
like
Right.
Rick
Nah,
Ross
ski.
is Vacheron on my wrist a year ago. I didn't even know the bitches exist. Like, you just hear the whole new tier of money
Yeah,
where it's like, oh, damn, I
It's
can buy this.
just, yeah, like, wow. Like, this is something that,
Exist?
yeah. So just how we don't know about their world, they don't know about ours. And I honestly,
And it's like they only really catch shit for it because they're the majority. Like if it was flipped, like they would be like doing marches and shit too. Like y'all don't understand us. Like,
It's fucked up.
it's just like people be like black people have it so hard, and it's like yeah we do, but it's like at the same time it's just like the consequences of how things are. Like I don't really think it's malicious. It's just how things are. And it's like
it's not. Yeah.
black people ran the planet for everything up until basically the year 0 AD. Like. So it's like we just missed the time, like when we were on top. Like the Egyptians, them niggas was on some next shit. Like
when I first got a good check and my taxes was like they took out 400 taxes, I think that's when I first was like, oh hell no.
Yes.
Who got a bridge car that I know finessing now? I can slap.
Who was fighting I'm ready to beat his ass.
The first time I saw that they took 35% of my check. I almost voted Republican that day. And matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest with you. When Trump, like that first year Trump got elected and he was like, oh, I'm taking tax cuts, like before I knew what it was, I was like, I could use some money back. And then I realized like
it wouldn't.
That shit ain't really helping nobody. Like I was like, all right. But like it's people that don't realize that that's like they're not being helped by that. Yeah. And it's like that's why like
that's the scariest people.
Yeah, people be loud and wrong. Like
exactly. People be loud
false
and
information.
Wrong.
And worst part is they be loud. Like I don't care if you're wrong and quiet. Like, but you be loud and telling people shit that's wrong all day.
Spreading this misinformation.
Yeah. But you know, they speaking of that, people need a website. We need a website because I don't talk about politics a lot because I'm gonna stick to my lane. I'm good in healthcare. I'm good with that shit. Yeah. I don't talk about health and politics because I will vote. I'm gonna vote all the other stuff, but I don't speak on shit that. I'll watch the news and don't even understand 50% of what they just said. We need a website that puts shit in nigga terms. You know what I mean? Like, don't tell me someone's like, this policy is being pushed. No, tell me if this policy is being pushed, how does this affect us? Like I'm pretty sure, like, the whole SNAP benefits things, that's about to change. If people in Flint knew what that meant for them, if that they knew that meant for them, they had to go get a job or internship or start volunteering. I think they would have been more involved with like voting and more politically.
The thing is, they make it hard for people to vote, and that's why I get pissed off about how people be like, young, like when Obama was up there, like talking about like, you young people have to vote, and it's like, we don't get that day off. Like if you don't have a good job, you don't get that day off for one. You can't just take off of work to go vote, and then it's like you have to be able to be available. Like the small window of hours the Secretary of State is open or the county clerk is open to get an absentee
address or something,
or to do to get an absentee ballot so that you don't have to.
That was the hard part about being in college too.
Yeah,
they didn't like really do a good job in telling you that process
because they don't want us to vote.
They don't.
But
like
people say like that like voting doesn't matter, and it's like. It doesn't matter because only a small percentage of people vote. Like only probably, I don't even think 50% of people voted in the last election.
They didn't.
So it's like, that's why people were saying like, oh, this person can't win. It's like, well, if you even get 20% of the people that don't vote to go out and vote for that candidate, they'll win in a landslide.
And people like forget that. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Like the foreign people vote Republican. Like most of...
Yeah, because they can go back home.
Yeah. Like, bro, foreign people that move over here, they don't vote Democrat. Like, bro, they get over here and start getting jobs and owning businesses. And they
trying to make their money
voting
and go home.
Republican. Like...
Americans be getting pimped out.
Yeah, for real, though. I be ignorant white people thinking
America a flip.
Yeah.
I be joking, but I be halfway serious about saying whenever I knock a girl up, I'm gonna take her over to Canada to give birth, so my child can be a Canadian citizen.
Oh yeah, no.
Because I be thinking about moving over there.
I know.
Like, if we don't win, like if the Democrats don't win the midterms, I'm like legitimately gonna like I might move back home and start saving money to go move to Canada because like shit's about to get bad.
Yeah. I know a girl who drives to Canada when she needs to go to the doctor.
I work with people that drive every day to Canada, like from to and from.
My professor's from Canada. It's not like Windsor. It's not.
Yeah,
like,
Windsor's
it's like
only
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Windsor's probably what like 45 minutes from here.
Not even like 30.
30.
Yeah, it's not far.
Shit, I might consider it too.
Right across the bridge.
Cause my lease in April, I might be like, hey mom, let me stay there and save up like 5 bands real quick and so I can move to Canada.
Yeah.
That might be the move.
Yeah, it was a girl who I was watching in class. She lived in Detroit. She worked over there, but she got all like her medicine and everything in Canada because it was cheaper. So she just used to drive back and forth all the time.
I would just moved if I was her, honestly.
Yeah, I know a girl who. Yeah,
They let
she
you
goes straight
live there
to-
if you work there.
I wonder
That
if
wouldn't
you
be
get
bad, really.
citizenship, dual citizenship.
You can get permanent residency more than you can get citizenship. But like permanent residency, as long as you got a job over there, which I mean that's basically America anyway. If you don't got a
Right.
job, you're not
It should
living
be right
nowhere here. No,
Yeah.
is.
Right.
That's true.
What's next?
I think it's a good time to introduce our game that we wanted to play with y'all. Real simple. The game is called
All right,
FU.
Jigsaw.
FU.
The game is called FU. I'm sorry. Standing for fortunately, unfortunately. All we're gonna do, you start with a premise, and every person you go in order, you add an improvement to the situation. The next person add something mess up to the situation.
Okay,
something
okay.
fortunate, something unfortunate.
Okay.
Okay, I started off, I guess.
Go that way.
Yeah, we go Jalen way.
It's my first time hearing about this.
Yeah. So wait, am I adding something fortunate?
Yeah, no,
Alright.
unfortunate. I go with fortunate first.
All right, bro.
Okay. You have a brother and a sister that grew up the sons and daughters of professional athletes. Unfortunately,
One of them is crippled.
fortunately,
Fortunately, the parents branded him to be the face of a groundbreaking medical treatment.
if you want to go that way.
Unfortunately, they ran out of funding.
Fortunately, the newest administration in office gave them grants.
Unfortunately, the people in office are rolling those back next year.
Fortunately,
Fortunately, the other sibling got a D1 scholarship at Duke.
Unfortunately, he got pulled over for a DUI.
skip to Jalen. Fortunately,
Oh, I gotta do fortunately now?
yes.
Fortunately, the dad went to college with the police officer, so don't nobody give a fuck about it no more. It never happened.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, the dad found out the police officer is actually that kid's dad.
Whoa.
Plot twist.
fortunately,
Fortunately, the dad of the police officer left a trust fund that they use for the handicapped brother.
unfortunately, when the wife heard about all of this, she divorced from the family and took half of the money.
Damn. How do I find the light out of a situation? Fortunately, that nigga landed on his feet in a nice Section 8 apartment.
All right, new premise. I give it to Jalen to start.
Oh, man. I'm starting fortunately.
Either one you want to.
Fortunately, you have just been accepted as a lead chef on a Fox TV reality show.
Unfortunately, part of the deal means you have to wear a MAGA hat the whole
Fortunately,
Oh, my turn? Oh, fortunately, it's your superhero cake. So you good.
so you. Unfortunately, they fire you after the first season.
Fortunately, you are a diehard Republican fan, so now you have a white conservative fan base that supports you, and you go on Alex Jones's podcast.
Unfortunately, so you said white fan base? Conservative? I don't know. Give me something. Unfortunately,
Make
They
it
call you
fucked
nigger
up.
man.
Like, yeah, you know how to make stuff fucked up?
They call you nigger man.
oh yeah, because it's a black person, right?
Yeah.
Nigger man.
It's a professional
Okay,
moniker now.
unfortunately, you sleep with one of the women from the cult, and she accuses you of rape.
Wow.
I got dark.
Fortunately, ain't no evidence.
That don't mean shit in America.
Yeah.
Oh damn, yeah, she is white. You fuck.
Unfortunately, your
Don't matter.
reputation is ruined anyway, despite there being no evidence.
Fortunately, you are a Republican, so nobody cares.
That was a good one.
Oh man.
They vote you to Supreme Court.
Did we really just say stories?
Did we just say real life?
Would y'all meet Trump if you had the opportunity?
Oh
to?
no! What the fuck? Why?
Okay, another question. Would you take $1 million from him?
Hell yeah.
No.
A small
hell
loan?
If it meant you had to take a picture with him and post it on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Would you take money? Would you,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I would,
Keep
and
going.
I'm gonna donate $250,000 to some kind of maybe like improvement for blacks.
I'm gonna be sick as fuck that I gotta
Organization.
do that.
Nigga, if I got
I'm
$1 million,
taking it
I can
and
call
I
y'all
ain't-
poor for the rest of my life and not even care.
$1 million is
I'm
not a lot,
taking
but
it
it's
and
gonna be a
I
lot
ain't
to
doing
me.
shit. I
Look,
mean,
I'm
I
getting
might
free money,
donate a
though.
little
People
bit.
think $1
donate
million is not a
$250,000.
lot, right? All right, so
Donald Trump.
you put $1 million into the stock market with 7% returns every year. That's $70 grand. You keep working, you making 6 figures. You
Yeah,
living nice.
that's
You're
true.
not living wealthy, but you living nice.
Yeah.
So
Don't let that shit sit in the bank. That's for sure.
No, I would do it and I will flip it, and yeah, I'm instantly donating
Nigga
to
shit.
Black Lives Matter. Or I'm
I'm
donating
captioning the
to
picture. This nigga gave me $1
UNICEF.
million to take this picture.
Yeah, bro, I'm putting that bitch. I'm putting
Not even
Magna
college
on a
fund.
hashtag. You give me $1 million to put that shit
MAGA
on my
fund.
Instagram. I ain't nobody, bro. I got like.
I'll
less
delete the
than
picture for $1
500
million.
followers.
Well, going back to the meeting though, let me present a counter argument of why I can see somebody going. What if, and this is entirely possible too, what if there's literally nobody that's giving like the other perspective and giving like our side of things to him or close enough to him to like give him that perspective, and you could be the one person he's willing to sit down with you. You can be the person that's giving like, hey bro, you know why you doing this? You fucking over this group of people, or you undermine this group of people. Like you might be the one to like put that into his head. It might be nobody close to him that's even like doing that.
Yeah, I originally thought that's what Kanye West was doing. Like when he first met with him like
Yeah.
years ago or 2 years ago or whatever.
He took the picture. He got the million.
Yeah. yeah. When he first took that picture, I thought like, okay, well, we can't really assume he's like cool with him. Like, you know, you can meet up with people you not fucking with to try to like hash things out.
Yeah.
But I mean, now that we inside the Oval Office and seeing what we talking about, but I definitely, if I could speak for the people, I would definitely do it for that meal. But
I feel like I don't know enough about anything to like. He might treat that shit like a genie. You know, like when a genie grants you a wish, they do it like in the most malevolent way they could.
Yeah.
So it's like if you wish for like $1 million, they gonna wish for it to be on fire too
Yeah.
on something.
Yep.
So like you might go there and be like, "Hey Trump, like you fucking up everybody money except for like you're devaluing the currency by doing this," and he's like, "Oh okay, thank you for that," and he does like the exact thing double.
Yeah.
then which makes it worse.
Yeah, I don't want to be like the person that made everything worse either. But like $4 million, I don't really give a fuck. I'll move to Canada tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was saying for free, but I guess $1 million.
No, not for
different
free. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not using my PTO.
If
To go
they
against
gave
that
me
nigga.
3 months to prep for, not 3 months, they gave me some time to prep for that meeting, and I was able to go in there and speak freely, and they gonna make this nigga sit there and listen to me,
Oh yeah.
I
for
might
sure.
go on behalf of like a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. And I'll tell people like, listen, y'all, I'm meeting up with
Yeah.
Trump. What are some things that?
Right.
Because I would have loved to be that black guy. And when he was talking to Kanye West, remember?
Nigga that was side dieting him.
I would love. No, not the one that was side-eyeing him. The one that was
Jim
on
Brown?
TMZ.
Oh,
That was at, and trying to explain to him like
Van?
the shit that you're saying is fucked up.
Van Lathan?
Yeah, I'm like, damn, if I would have had the opportunity, I would have ripped it. Like, I didn't think he didn't cut it to him well enough.
you see, you didn't feel like he held him accountable enough.
Yeah, I don't think he cut into that nigga enough.
Of
So
course he didn't. He did, but like he didn't really have the time to nuance like why everything's fucked up.
You want one too? Beer?
But nah, I wouldn't meet with that nigga. Like, I'm not wasting. I only got like 40 hours in my bank right now. I ain't wasting none of that shit to go talk to that nigga. Like, I'm trying to go to Miami and I'm trying to save my time.
I just got my passport in the mail. I'm trying to be out next year. So.
You don't need a passport to go to Miami.
Well,
I
just mean
Niggas on Twitter be thinking.
No, I'm just. I was about to say to go to Southeast Asia and shit at some point.
I heard they be treating you like a celebrity in Asian countries.
Yeah, bro, and it's cheap as fuck.
Yeah, Thailand.
And like
I want to go to Thailand,
Indonesia,
Japan.
and everywhere over there, just hella cheap. Vietnam.
I want to go to Japan one day.
School is kind of my style. Like I could have been on multiple trips, but
Groupon low key where it's at though. I mean,
oh yeah,
at least
Groupon
like
for sure.
The
You need to get them
Dominican
as a
Republic
sponsor.
and shit. Yeah.
I only got
really?
Caribbean money right now though. I can't go to the Caribbean. But cheap, like I be on. I do the group stuff though, like cheap Caribbean.
Man, if I didn't live alone, I could go wherever I wanted. But that solo
Get you a
rent payment.
roommate.
Yeah, that shit a little rough.
Get y'all a roommate. I
don't know nobody where I
Yeah,
live.
true.
I just moved down there
Where you
6 months
live?
ago. Lansing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got a cousin, but he live in like a rent
Rent to own.
a rent protected townhouse. So like he only pay like a little bit of money a month, and it's like there's no real reason for him to move.
Oh hell no! Shit, I would love a Section 8 right
Right,
now.
for real shit.
$350 a month.
Man,
That's like why I'm about to just get an apartment in Flint. My cousin paid like $517 for a 2-bedroom. A 2-bedroom around here like $1,200.
Yeah,
Some
Flint.
crazy shit.
People think I'm crazy, but I honestly, I can come up in Flint. Shit's so cheap there.
The cost of
like,
living is so cheap.
So
cost
cheap.
of living is so cheap. You can get you a nice house.
yeah. If I didn't have to drive so far, I would probably live in Flint.
Yeah.
Cause like
Yeah,
even Flint
drive.
Township, like it's probably like $600 to live out there, and it's not
Yeah.
bad out there. It's just not particularly nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you ducked off though and you out the way, Flint really not
Not
that
that bad.
Yeah,
Like the
and
vibe
we
is
know
good.
where not to go.
Yeah.
And what not to do. Like, people want to go out clubbing and shit, but it's like, bro, you gotta just...
If I want the
You gotta
nightlife, I'll just
chill
come back
straight.
here. But one thing I will say is, now that I've been to other cities, Detroit nightlife is not shit at all. Like,
Detroit's a nice city, but their nightlife ain't shit no more.
They
Ever since they
nightlife-
pushed the black people out.
their nightlife is, like, when I, like, coming from DC, Houston, LA,
Dallas, yeah.
they're like, they, not only do people go out, but they like dance and, you know, like turn up for real. Detroit niggas be so like on the
It's a
wall.
show.
Like,
It's a show.
yeah, it, like in the, but like, yeah,
It's a
so,
display.
so even then, like, if I wanted something to do, like, of course, Detroit the closest thing, like, the hype is, but it's like, it's not the best. Like, it's
Nah.
better, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went to OZO's in DC a couple months ago, and then I was just in Houston hitting random bars, and like we hit like some hookah lounge, and that shit was like the best night I've had like in years. Like,
Man, no, I went to DC about 3 weeks ago talking about I was drunk by like 4 p.m. out. Like, they brunch scene is amazing.
yeah.
Like,
The brunch.
Hey, can we dedicate a couple minutes to talk about these new blacks with they brunch and shit?
Yeah.
And like me,
Whatever
because
you
I ain't
want.
a part of the brunch community.
Ain't nothing
You
wrong with
not-
like going to brunch, but it's like niggas be acting like, all right, like brunch is like the new passport on Twitter. Like you know
Yeah,
how people be
yeah.
talking about how like passport,
Yeah,
like
stamps
how are
and
you buying Jordans and you got a passport? Niggas be talking about like with brunch with they Chelsea boots on. I fucking hate them niggas, bro. Like it's not even really a discussion. It's just me talking. It's just me venting about how I don't like them niggas. Like we went to
discussion.
Chime in if y'all want to.
yeah, y'all can chime in if y'all want to, but this is all hate here. We went to some brunch place in Detroit for my friend's birthday, and it was like all black people there, and I was like, cool, like there's black people here, and it was like the niggas all wearing like Black Panther t-shirts, doing this all the time. Nothing wrong with Black Panther shit, but like just Wakanda forever and it up and shit. And like the movie wasn't even out at this point. This was last November, so like they doing all this shit early, and they wearing like they Chelsea boots, and like they up there talking about like they like went around. It was like probably like 12 of them. They was like talking about like zodiac signs and shit, and talking about like just some bullshit. And I was just like, I want to go to the white place now. Like, y'all ruined it.
No,
I didn't have fun there.
Brett, no, the
Brunch elitists.
12 niggas talking about Zodiac songs?
Yeah, they was talking about.
I want no parts.
Well, it wasn't just niggas, it was women too, but like they was like, I don't know if it was like a young professionals meeting or whatever, but like it's also a problem with like young professionals that's like never really grew up with black people, like now like saying like, oh, we want to do trap brunch, and it's
Oh,
just
yo,
like,
I hate
man.
I do hate when people add trap on everything. It's
What's
like
trap?
y'all like
It's just
like
black
trap
brunch.
music.
Yeah.
They add trap like trap and paint, trap and brunch,
Trap meaning like hip hop.
trap and
It's
skate,
like-
and it's like y'all have not seen a trap. Like the trap, you have
Yeah.
not experienced the
Like, what a
trap.
trap
Like I
actually
literally
is.
can't stand when people like educated black people want to speak for like the hood niggas. You are not a hood nigga.
It be
You will
in there.
never be
Wait,
a
I
hood
need more
nigga.
on this.
They be in there with fedoras on and like fucking floral button down
But
shirts
they say
and
trap
khakis.
Trap.
brunch just
Chelsea
be like
boots.
cool.
It's like
Call it
it's
trap
like
brunch. They get robbed.
Trap is
It's
a
like-
whole new thing now.
yeah,
I'm
it's
trying
like
to say.
trapping something is it's the epitome of like the black version of everything that white people have.
Oh.
Like
trap.
trapping, like now they do
Trap
they do,
painting.
They do trap painting. They do trap.
So like
brunch.
if you put up like a city diner meal at like 11:30, that's your trap brunch. Or it could be a regular
Ooh.
brunch.
No,
We
it's like
saying,
brunch
like-
at a normal place,
But-
it's like
it's
like
a black
when
spin on
They
it.
gonna play
it's
hip
like
hop.
when
Okay,
white
gotcha,
clubs and
gotcha,
shit
gotcha.
do like urban night and like
Yeah.
they put black people on the flyers and shit, but like you go there any other night and it's all white people.
Like trap karaoke.
Yeah,
that's
that's-
karaoke for hood.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
hip-hop.
say
And they
for
only
black
do-
people.
Yeah.
They
I
only
get you.
play Booed Up for 6 hours straight.
That shit. Like,
Yeah, I don't like that because it's like
It's like
Yeah.
it's
Y'all-
gentrified black culture. It's
yes,
crap. Yeah.
right.
By black
And-
people.
Yeah.
by black people,
By black people.
and it'd be like this is the class of black people who don't know what it's like to actually be from, like, I'm talking about the hood. I'm talking about the
Yeah.
hood where we do $20 fill up, gas
Right.
tank fill up. Like,
And
that
you're
shit
and you're
still is
doing it
beyond
because
me.
you're not bougie about it.
Yeah.
Like, you feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah, so it's like,
you happy to let niggas know, like,
Yeah, it's a $20 fill up right down the street. Like
yeah, like it's some shit like Nuck if you, it's what's called Nuck.
it's
if you brunch.
like they're using trap like
Wow.
the new ghetto, basically. Like
Yeah,
they're
they-
saying
Yeah.
ghetto.
But I hate it because they
it's a clean word for
downplaying
ghetto.
it. They
Yeah.
downplaying it because it's like, no, this is
because
like,
we're black and we're young professionals, it's
It's-
like no, you're
No,
see,
no,
that's
you're
my
part of the
You're
problem.
Columbusing
with
black
black
culture.
people.
Yes.
it's like,
How you gentrify black culture and you black?
You're Columbusing black
Yeah.
but
culture.
with black people though, it's like, we all want this to be one and equal shit, but we stay separating ourselves.
for
And
sure.
like, anything, it's like, oh, black this, black that, and it should just be like, this.
For
like,
sure.
we should, if we gonna be one, we should be one instead of like trying to create
so
our
you think
own.
we should integrate? You don't think we should create our own?
It's
I think we should, honestly.
Bro, why though? Like, every other culture don't try to do that. It's like black people just stay trying to like,
yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
they don't put it out there as much as black people and try to do it as much. I feel like
Because
like,
everything that we do is cool gets taken over eventually.
Yeah.
Like hip hop is gonna be a white genre by the time we have kids. I'll put money on that right now.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with that. I'm just saying, as far as like saying we always get left out, but never mind.
Bro, it's two ways to respond to the like.
Because I get it though. I'm just saying that if we want to move forward, I feel like we have to stop that at the end of it.
I think we're not the majority right now.
Of course.
Never will be.
So
honestly.
if we didn't create Black BET, right, and we try to just keep pushing to be on MTV or VH1, we probably get like commercial time. You know, we have to create our own to create that larger presence, like Essence Magazine, Jet.
Yeah,
Jet,
Jet
Ebony.
like stuff,
Ebony.
stuff like that.
Essence.
Like we needed our own to show. Now, one thing I hate now is these white companies are starting to see the brand that it brings them to support black people. Like, oh, if we,
Fox.
It's trendy now.
yeah, it's
Fox.
trendy. Like when Fenty came out, all these makeup brands started adding more color tones to try to keep up. Like, oh, it is money when we include black people. They don't do it because they genuinely believe in inclusion and diversity. They do it because it's a part of their brand. It helps them out. Like, oh, we won't be on the.
But at the same time, like if they're not doing anything malicious with like the money that they receive for, I don't really think that's a bad thing. Like necessarily.
What branded?
Yeah,
Like,
just because it's like,
but my
it's
thing
still
is like,
exposure. Like,
but at the end of the day, it was like,
and they're still
Under
getting
mind
paid for it.
exposure, though.
that, and it's also too like y'all knew it was. This was needed. You didn't care, but now that you see Rihanna's benefiting and profiting
Being
off of
successful with it.
it, you trying to jump on
You're
this
trying to have,
bandwagon.
yeah, I understand that.
So it kind of is malicious.
Yeah, I understand that point of view.
It's two ways to respond to oppression and like being like left out. It's like you either try to maneuver your way, finesse your way, and integrate, or you go over and create your own. And in different cases, either side can be right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
The only thing about creating your own, I'll give y'all a perfect example. The only thing about creating your own is no matter what, like me and you are both in D9 orgs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe white people should join. I'm against that. I'm totally like based on our history. Like I don't think people. I feel like black people can't have shit to themselves. And then I have a physician assistant of color group.
Mm-hmm.
Every day I get the qualifications to get in the group is laid out specifically to you have to be a person of color, a minority. I get so many white people that like try to add, and then they be like, the question says, "Are you a person of color?" Like, no, I'm Caucasian, but this is what I can add to your page. And I'm like, no, like I just don't understand how you are okay. Like, I don't know. I don't get, like, why can we never have anything to ourselves?
I'm kind of out of the element on this because I'm not in any kind of fraternity or anything like that. But I think I don't know necessarily like what the values of the groups are or anything like that. But I think it's a little different because of that. Because like you specifically say like why would I as a white person go to a page that says physicians of color and then try to join? Like that feels entitled to me. But like as far as like a like fraternity or something, like let's say me and Donquel, like I'm white, Donquel's black, we roommates or whatever, and Donquel just takes me in as his own. Like I'm with this nigga all the time. Like I'm doing everything with this nigga or whatever. And Donquel's like, I think I'm about to pledge. Like, and it's like, well, this is like my brother at this point. Like I want to do everything that he does. Like I want to be included. Like if they'll have me, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything like malicious. Like I'm supporting, like I'm doing everything in my power to make like people of color's lives easier and stuff like that. I don't feel like there's a problem with that, but I do think there's a problem with like clout chasing, like
I'm doing
like the shimmying, whatever the fucking, was it a kappa?
Yeah, the white, yeah. So,
but I don't know, like
I say
he
I'm
fucks with
against
the shit, so it's like
no,
yeah, like,
he just got caught up in some shit. He just got caught up in. He was trying.
I mean, I don't know him, so
he was trying to
I don't
like be the voice for white people against the angry black woman, and it kind of backfired on him. It's like, I don't know. That's why I don't think we should blur the lines like that. I think,
but like let's say like. Because, like, I mean, he's not in a fraternity or nothing, rest in peace, but, like, Mac Miller's one of those people, like, if there was a Mac Miller in my friend group and I was, like, pledging, I'd be like, yeah, like, that nigga can come with me because, like, that nigga was always down with shit, like.
That's kind of how I can see Jalen's argument, and that's more maybe.
But I'm from somebody that's outside of it also.
Okay, let me speak for somebody that's inside for a second then. Okay, take somebody who's in the majority, who's white, and they grew up around black people. They understand our culture. They understand our struggles. They was within it. They have a like clear understanding. They identify with that. Then they go to college, excuse me, and they want to join
D9
a black organization, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, but then take somebody who's black and they grew up around white people, identifying with like white entitlement, white privilege. I mean, if that was going on around them, they identify with that, and they don't really get black people's plights, and they don't get black people what they go through, and they try to come because you black. It's hard for me to qualify you more just because you are black. Like this person really gets it, despite him being different skin color than you. Like if he get it more, he understand it more than you. Because you black might not qualify you to be a part of this more, because he's gonna be more valuable to you because he understands what's going on. You just because
he knows when to shut up and listen.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, could that be a thing? That's definitely a thing.
I see your point.
Okay.
But let's also let's flip this.
Okay.
Let's say the black person who came from this group, white, was like, listen, even though it's all I've seen, I don't understand y'all. I'm joining to understand and to bring light like I know, because like we said, the separate worlds, right? They've seen that world that we don't know. Like they've been surrounded by it, grew up around it. Or let's say they like, I want to use this as an opportunity to get to know more about my culture. I've been disconnected. I want to use that, right?
Okay.
With the Mac Miller thing, with the whole like he grew up around black people. I break everything down to the point if I compare everything to if we were getting pulled over, right? If you and your LB he was white, was pulled over, I always break things down to would he use his letters or his white skin to get out of this? You think do you honestly, no, he's not even your LB, he's just a frat brother.
Okay.
Would you honestly believe if he had the opportunity to use his white skin to not go to jail, and he's the one, he has a gun on him, some marijuana, and shit, a dead body in the trunk.
Okay.
If he can use his white skin to get away with it, if he can use his white skin to get away with it, but you would go to jail, do you think he would? Or you think he would take the fall with you?
So you saying, I think he would use that to benefit his own self.
Yes. I feel like white people, at the end of the day, they be down for the cause, but if it came down to it, to use their privilege to get out of some bullshit that we couldn't get out of, they would and say, fuck us. So at the end of the day, I don't think they should.
I got a question for both of y'all,
That's
though,
white people.
that are...
Whoa, one second. To answer her question directly, if I don't feel that person would literally do that, I don't want him nowhere around. If I don't feel that person literally gonna go to that,
it's a lot of shit that we don't think that people would do to us. They fucking do. You know what I mean? In the situation,
and so, you gotta be the best judge of character that you can.
Yeah,
then,
that's
to feel
true.
like in that situation that they would do that. You gotta be a judge of character.
But
Two
even
questions,
ask yourself though, like if you had something over somebody that can get you out of a situation, just that benefit particularly to you, and if you didn't use it, you would be fucked for life. Would you do that or just say fuck it?
Depends on the situation. Like everybody else.
Fucked for life. That's the result.
I got two questions, though, but
Depends on the
like...
situation.
Okay, well, ask your two questions.
who was-
The first question is like, I feel like that's a trust thing. It's like, it's one of those things like, would you trust any of your frat people to like say like, oh, I was just as involved with it as the other person? My second question is like, just think back to all those like, because we all know people that have done this, but like the black people that join mostly white fraternities and stuff, like if they came to you and said like, before they join, like, because we all know people that are black that join white fraternities.
Oh yeah, I know one right now.
So if they came to you and they was just like, I want to join, would you look at them like, I don't feel like this is your speed? And be honest with that question, because it's a legitimate question.
You wanna
Well,
go first?
to be honest, those people, I'll answer the second one first. Those people who like come to me like, hey, I'm interested in your org, I don't judge you off of you hang with white people a lot. You know what I mean? I don't go off that, but I go off I do go off your history though. Like, have you been involved with NAACP? Have you ever, like any black orgs especially on a PWI? That's very vital. But I don't go based off like if you a good vibe because you hang with a lot of white people. Like, that's not. I don't care about that. I care about like what would you bring to the org, like overall, and that can be a shoot. This org can have I know a Kappa right now. He's really good friends with another fraternity, and they have long money to the point where if you join a fraternity, they don't tell you this, but they pay your tuition, right? They don't tell you that because obviously you would get some frauds, but that's how long their money is, and he knows that personally because he has a best friend in that fraternity. But he used that to benefit Kappa. You know what I mean? His personal chapter. So I'm open to all resources and means of like partnerships.
But you're just saying like the
But-
groups should stay like their own groups, but they're willing to work with other groups.
Yeah,
I can respect that.
That's why I won't ever marry a white man. I don't give a flying hell how good we connect. At the end of the day, if something came down to it, if our mixed ass son got pulled over by the police, like, you would never be able to relate to the bullshit he has to go through. You know what I mean?
Okay, I see.
Like, I just feel like you would never, like, at the end, you can say all you want, that you down with us, you understand, you get us, but at the end of the day, if you got the chance to use your privilege, we won't ever have that opportunity. So you can't, that's just like me telling a kid, that's like me giving advice on a situation I don't I can choose not to be in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be
That's like
racially
to relate it
profiled.
to what we were just talking about. That's like if you guys were talking about right now, like a crisis in your fraternities. I'm like, oh well, blah blah blah. That don't mean shit to me. Like to be with all due respect, like I'm not in it.
No.
Like,
No.
I understand.
And I'm
The
not,
second that I don't talk to you guys about it anymore, it's
you
not
don't
my
have
problem.
to, right? You don't have to, right? As soon as you stop talking about it, you don't have to ever think about it again. You know, we are in this for life, so it will always be our issue. You know, but that's just my opinion. I don't care. I'm minorities like Hispanics. I would consider mixed, okay, but white. Even Asians, I feel like Asians have an advantage over us. So, no, baby, you find like we created, and then the history of it. Like we at the time that we were we started, we were not allowed to join white fraternities, right? Frats and sororities.
And a lot of them.
So
racist.
we made our own. Like that's why I started this. We made our own because we were not allowed to join. And once again, we made our own because we were not allowed to join. And then now people are like, oh, I like
That's
that nigga
cool.
shit over there. Let me go try to join. And I'm like, no, you know? So.
Okay. Great points, Jack.
Yeah.
Great points. To answer your question, and to go back to your question, I feel like, or your response, you can only like hold somebody accountable for stuff that's in their control, and if they go as far as they can with what's in their control, you kind of gotta let them go. So like, if this white person, okay, you said like you would never marry a white dude, right? Okay, because you would never get it fully, because it's like no way to never get it like completely. But if he's doing everything in his power to get it, and his privilege still get him out of a situation, even though like you said, we black, we can't help it. He white, he look white too, so he can't help it necessarily either. He does everything in his power to like understand the situation, but his privilege still got him out just because of the way he looked. You kind of can't hold him to nothing because of that, just because he like can't do anything about it. He like went to his limits to go, and he's still getting the white privilege because you obviously
He's
see that
white.
he's white.
And I feel like it's a difference. Like if he's going to bat for you, like let's say Quell's in the, like you said, the scenario, like Quell's white fraternity brother is just like, it's one thing if they get pulled over and he's like, oh, I had nothing to do with it. I was just driving him somewhere. And it's another thing where if like he's like saying like,
Take me, I did it.
yeah, it
like,
was
no,
me.
he
Like it
didn't do
really,
nothing. Yeah, like,
and it's even more of a step up. Like if he's actually down as you think he is, and he's just like, you know what, he did do this, but he's gonna get 5 years, and I'm gonna get 5 months,
Right.
and I'm gonna take
I
the
might
fall
get
for it.
probation.
I'm gonna get a misdemeanor, and this nigga's gonna get a felony, or this man, because he's white, is gonna get a felony. I'm gonna take the fall for it. Like it's different levels, and I understand like your mistrust of it, and I'm not gonna say like you're in the right or wrong there, just because I understand it. Like I understand where you're coming from with that, but it's at the same time like it's levels. Like he might try to squirrel his way out, and he also might try to say like, I'm gonna take the fall because nothing's gonna happen to me. Like it's gonna be a slap on the wrist for me.
Okay.
That's valid. That's valid.
Let me make sure I'm answering your direct question though. Can you ask it again, just so I can make sure I'm answering it?
Like if there's confusion about like a white person joining like a black fraternity and they get it, or is it like, is that necessarily better than like somebody that's basically culturally white that hangs with white people, dates white people, and shit like that joining a black org? Like, is it the same thing to you, or is it different?
I think it is case by, because like Jazz said, it's case by case too. Because like Jazz said, you can be expanding your network, you can be expanding the capability of fraternity by having that other person join. He got connections you never been able to obtain because you're not in those circles. But you gotta understand, that goes with the history and everything. You gotta understand where it came from, why it was necessary, and like everything that happened with it for us to get here. You can't just come in without the understanding too. You gotta understand it first before you go into like trying to do anything. That's the most important part.
And I also want, and I think this is a part of their privilege too. I also want white people to know they do not have to join something to be an ally. Like, I don't know why they think they have to.
I agree.
You know what I mean? You don't have to. You
You have to be included.
Yeah, you don't have to be included to be an ally. You should be you shouldn't be only speaking for black people when you have your letters on. At the workplace, when you see a conversation of bullshit happening, speak up then. You
And
know what I
that's
mean?
that
Fight
endears
that.
me to white people more than anything else. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I know that like because like my friend, we were talking about like the Colin Kaepernick situation. He was like, yeah, I was at Thanksgiving and they were talking about that, and I was just like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. I was like, well, if that story is true, like I really respect you for it. Like it's really easy for you to
Same.
sit up
You
to
can
say
you can be
that you
an
did
ally
that.
Yeah.
without
But
being,
that's the hard, like, and I feel like that's a hard place for white people to be in. It's like, this is my family, but they're saying some bullshit that I know isn't true. And for them to call them out when there's no black people around, that takes a lot of courage to do.
Yeah.
And we don't give people enough credit. And people can say, like, yeah, that's something you're supposed to do, but it's
Well,
like,
it takes
my
a lot of
family
courage.
says a lot of homophobic shit, and it's like, I don't always stand up for it. Like, if they're being extremely egregious, I'll say something like, they're people, like,
Yeah.
leave them alone. Like, but at the same time, I'm not gonna ruin a mood
right.
unless
Yeah.
they're being egregious. Like if they just say like, if they make a joke, I'm not gonna like sour Thanksgiving over it. But like if they're just like reciting hate speech, that's another thing. So it's like,
Yeah.
I've never been in a position where I had to like defend another group that wasn't there. My mom isn't really opinionated with, about shit. She just like go on with her life, But if I
I've had to tell my
I
mom
think I
about
would.
like, because my mom is like, I don't think it's right that they be showing gay people kissing. I'm like, well, I understand that you say that, but at the same time, it's like they show straight people kissing and people still end up gay. So it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not really doing
True.
anything. Like,
Yeah.
if
That's very
anything, it
true.
makes them feel more accepted that they can do what they want. And it's like, what's the worst thing that happened? Like, if somebody thinks, oh, I'm, like, if they think, like, they're, like, 6 and they're like, oh, I'm gay, I kissed my friend. When they hit 12 and their hormones start hitting it, they gonna know then.
They gonna know. Yeah.
It don't matter
So,
how many dudes they
wait,
kissed when they was 6.
When y'all
like,
let y'all kids watch those cartoons now, like, you know how they like
Yeah.
are adding on in those like gay.
I can't be hiding you from the world. We're gonna hit you no matter what. And that's what's going on.
we
in the
grew up
world.
with SpongeBob, so...
Sure, SpongeBob was kind of like low key.
You can't be trying to hide your kids from the world. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen to them one way or another.
And the more you try to hide it to them, the more they're gonna not react well because they're
Right.
not used to it.
Exactly.
Right.
But we say that all people who don't have kids though. So I respect.
Yeah.
people.
Exactly. So once
Yeah.
again, we cannot.
I don't know.
I don't think we can speak on situations just yet that we
might
are
be
not
true.
in, because I think I may be a crazy ass mom, like
I'm giving my-
overprotective.
Yeah.
Like
I just know my
doing
mom
the
was
most.
overprotective. You know my mom was overprotective growing up. I wasn't allowed to do shit. So it's like when I have kids, like I know all the situations where I finally was allowed to go do stuff. Like I couldn't spend the night over at nobody's house till I was like 15 years old because my mom
Damn.
thought like somebody was gonna like touch me or something. So like now that like I grew up and like I used to go over William House and have to leave. I was the only person that had to leave at like
You
11
did
o'clock.
have to leave, bro.
So it's like I know nothing happened over there, and I know like William's dad is a good dude. So it's like if I meet the parent and know that like nothing goes off in my head like this is creepy, I don't have no problem with my kids spending the night over their friend's house. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm.
and I want my
the type
kids to be
parent-
open enough to tell me
yes.
if something happens. That's why I'm not gonna be
I
the
see too many
prosecutioner.
times where shelter people go just crazy berserk. As
Shit,
a
I
parent,
was
you
doing
gotta
drugs in college.
just, yeah, as
like
a,
real drugs.
Now we.
yeah, I can't relate, but go off.